Welcome to our city, and here's what's going on this week around our city. On Saturday, September 11th at 8:46 a.m., the time when the first plane hit the World Trade Center on September 11th, 2001, the city of Elizabeth will host a remembrance ceremony for all the victims, including the 6 Elizabeth residents who perished on that fateful day. The event will be held at the Elizabeth September 11th Memorial located at the Midtown Pedestrian Plaza on West Grand Street. Also on Saturday, the Union Baptist Church will host their annual Community Outreach Day. The event will take place on Madison Avenue from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The church in Elizabeth Jesus is Lord will host their annual Christian Parade. The parade will begin at Jackson Park and finish on Morris Avenue in the Bank of America parking lot. The event will begin at 10 a.m. Beginning at 11 a.m., the Neighborhood Preservation's annual Community Day will take place at Jefferson Park. Lots of activities that day, so please, if you do not get a chance to, join us to pay tribute to the 9/11 victims at the Pedestrian Plaza ceremony. At some point during the day, please stop and remember the more than 3,500 victims. On Sunday, September 12th, the Salvadorian Consulate will host their annual food festival. The event takes place at 135 Jefferson Avenue from 10 a.m. until 9 p.m. For more information, please call 908-820-0881. Also on Sunday, St. Mary's of the Assumption will celebrate their 140th anniversary at Tapas of Spain in Elizabeth. For more information, please call the church at 908-352-5154. If you need more information concerning this or any of the events this week, please call the Public Information Office at 908-820-4124. Joining me today is Walter Gonzalez. He is the Assistant Administrator for the City of Elizabeth El Salvadorian Consulate. Welcome. How are you, sir?
Thank you. I'm fine. Thanks for embracing this consulate.
My pleasure. Now let's start with discuss the consulate office located in Elizabeth on North Broad Street. How long has it been open, and what are the hours of operation, and what type of help do you provide there?
Well, the consulate from El Salvador for the states of New Jersey and Delaware started operation on May the 5th, 2005. And now with 5 years going on, we have a lot of things to do for the people from El Salvador. It started with issuing passports for any other who may request them. Any other issues like birth, marriage, and death certificates, and any other issues from Salvadorian operation here in the outer.
Okay.
There are some other issues that not so strict from passport, because there are some communitarian outreach and any other assistance for legal or reorienting to the Salvadorian community.
Okay. Now explain TPS. TPS is the temporary protected status, and what type of assistance you provide for individuals seek this particular status.
That's a good question. Actually, the temporary protected status that was granted for Salvadorian community in the outer since January 13, 2001, because of 2 earthquakes continuous in January 13, 2001, and then the second one in February 13, 2001. The government of the United States granted this benefit to Salvadorian community, and they are around 250,000 people with TPS benefit today. What we do is to, according to the Department of State, and with a special agreement in that term, we try to provide to our people to fill up this form from immigration in order to attain a employment authorization document. And most of that, the temporary status that can take you to protect and guarantee your benefits from Salvadorian in the outer and his families in El Salvador.
Okay. Now, when we talk about Salvadorian, how large is the Salvadorian population in the U.S. tri-state area, and more specifically here in Elizabeth?
Oh, wow. That's a big and large question. Let me tell you, we estimate that in the United States, we estimate there are 2.5 million of Salvadorians living in the U.S. We consider that the tri-state area embraces around 1.5 million Salvadorians.
Wow.
Most of them are in the West Coast, in Los Angeles, with around, let's say, 1.5 million, and the other half million of Salvadorians in Washington, Virginia, and New Jersey, New York.
Okay.
Talking about New Jersey, we consider there is 80,000 people for the state, for the Garden State, and 20,000 people living in Elizabeth.
Wow. Now, based on that, would you know what states might have the largest concentration of Salvadorians? Would that be LA, as you said? Was that 1 million?
I didn't get the consideration of the question. What was the question?
Now, which state has the most? Would that be LA, or who has the most Salvadorians here in the U.S.?
LA and Washington.
LA
and then New York. Then New York.
So we're lower down on there.
Well, New York, New Jersey, that's the big concentration for this East Coast.
Right.
And the other part is in Washington, Virginia, and the large part is in Los Angeles.
And there's roughly 20,000 in Elizabeth.
Yes.
Okay. Now, within the Consulate, you are working on forming an alliance or a group with various organizations to help Latinos. Tell us more about the concept and the goal for this group.
Well, this is an interesting challenge for the Consulate, especially because it is an idea who started my boss, Mr. Consul Carlos Lopez. He started with trying to form a corporation of organization from El Salvador that try to help to Salvadorians in the outers, not only here in the United States, but in El Salvador as well. The main goal was to get together to the community and the multiples organizations that existed at that time. You know that when we opened this consulate in 2005, at least we knew that there was 2 only Salvadorian organizations being held. Nowadays, you can consider it at least 15 Salvadorian organizations being there. So we're trying to get this project as an umbrella who can gather all these organizations and form this common purpose to work in. And we actually did, because we have an opportunity, tragically. You know that, remember the last year there was the hurricane season.
Right.
And we had the Hurricane Ida. It makes a lot of damage in El Salvador. And as a corporation of organization, we had the opportunity of working in this common purpose to help and provide relief for the damage in that people in El Salvador, especially in San Vicente and Verapaz.
Right.
And actually they are working with this project in order to take it to the end and be prepared for any other tragedy in the future. In that term, they are consolidating their structure in the basis and trying to invite any other organization for Salvador that they may know that we are here working for this. So I will take this opportunity to invite any other organization from Salvadorians who may know about this project to get together to the umbrella.
Okay. Now, you also want to form a group consisting of university students and young professionals to help Salvadorians better assimilate. Tell us about that idea.
Another big challenge, and not so for that it could be less important. This is a very good one, and this is good for the young people from El Salvador. And most of that, you know, that there are Salvadorians who came being children here to the United States, and the other part who grew up being here, born in the United States, son of Salvadorian citizens. So it is called the Network of Professional Young Universities of the chapter from New Jersey State, and they are trying to provide information and try to get to the young people to how to attain these fellowships for students and how to attain these grants to be in the college.
Right.
And that's another good invitation. They are holding monthly meeting at the Consulate's place. And by the way, I would like to invite to the young people who are studying in the university or young professional who wants to enjoy to this network of young universities. The next meeting will be on September the 2nd, 2010 at the Consulate's place. You can call to the Consulate in order to be there.